Heading out of the neighborhood, gonna do a little ride and maybe avoid the rain. I think the rain's past. Heading out of the Gulf Gate Estates here on Post Road, Antigua. Nice new pavement. Going over to the trail, ride down, I think, Casey Key, which is a nice ride. Nice views of the Gulf on Casey Key. Heading east, Palmer Ranch Road. There's no bike lane here, unfortunately. There's a big area over to the left here with a small sidewalk. Could be expanded, I think, to make a nice pedestrian and bicycle way. Avoid having the cars that have to pass around. Not too much traffic here, but enough that would make it a safer way. They put a bike lane or a bike path over on the side, or widen the road. Of course, it would be great to have a bike lane. McIntosh has a northbound bike lane, but not southbound. And the Legacy Trail is going to be expanded to already be parallel to here, but right now the northernmost part of the trail is up here, but there's a no left turn into the parking lot heading south on McIntosh. You see people ride bikes on the sidewalk, which the people walking don't appreciate so much, but a narrow sidewalk is the best option right now to be the safest, as there's no bike lane going south. Going north there is. And onto the Legacy Trail. Straight shot down to Venice, Florida. And this nice rail trail, the Legacy Trail, which is being expanded to go north into Sarasota, north to Fruitville. As you can hear, there's some wind today. It's coming right out of the south, so I'm heading into the wind on the way down. Alright, I can do some footage from the front here. Got the 303 kit on, heading south now on the Legacy Trail. Sarasota down towards Venice. We're gonna go over to Casey Key today. Coming up here on the Sarasota Parkway, there's only 3 crossings where you have to stop if there's traffic. Usually Central Florida Park, Central Sarasota Parkway. Usually cars are pretty good about stopping, like that one. Anyway, there's 5 crossings. 2 are bridges over busy streets, and then 3 crossings where you have to watch for traffic and yield to the traffic before crossing. This is pretty remarkable for the length of the trail to have so few crossings of busy roads. Few small bridges. As you get close to Venice, which I won't be today, there are some bridges across the water expanses. A couple bays that we cross. That's nice. But I'll have the nice view of Casey Key a little bit later. Up here, the second crossing, which is Bay Street, but I'm going to turn right to head west towards Casey Key. I've not seen an alligator here, although there's a sign saying it is a habitat. And yesterday, Billy filmed the alligator on Geneva, crossing Geneva, which is closest to our home. So, right turn here on Bay Street, and I'll have a bike lane. And the bike lane disappears, but there's a share of the road sign and markings on the pavement, which is another option for that Palmer Ranch Road, to at least mark it out that it's a bikeway and to warn drivers of of automobiles with their bikes sharing the road. Alright, just turned back south. Heading now to cross over Tamiami Trail and then get over onto, and then cross the bridge over onto Casey Key. Going by a school here. School. That's the school I'm going by. Tamiami Trail's just up the road here. So one lane bridge is a bridge that will put me on to Casey Key. Turn right. Just include the short mile and a half maybe north on North Casey Key Road, which has a turnaround where it becomes a private area. No public beaches or anything here, so they discourage anyone to come this way really. My first view of the Gulf. Access signs. But a nice little extra portion of the ride to add. Spend a little more time next to the Gulf. Here you can see the bay is really close and there's some sculptures right here. Private sculpture garden. And another nice stretch of the Gulf. Just around a bit here, and then that's as far as I can go. Pretty bougainvillea on bloom now. And here's the turnaround. Right there. Alright. Back the other way, back south now. And the rest of Casey Key. vistas. That view again of this area that has some sculptures, pretty interesting. There's a few views of the Gulf, but there's a lot of property that is obstructing the views. You might not be able to see the view from where the camera is mounted on my handlebars. So, lifting up here, give it a little better perspective of the beautiful Gulf here in Casey Key. So as heading south on Casey Key Road, on Casey Key, heading towards Venice, Florida. Really beautiful road. Popular with cyclists, not so much this time of day. More riding here at 1:30 in the afternoon on a warm June day. Had a rain shower earlier. Now it's just humid and sun's back out. But on the Colnago C50, this is some mid-2000s bike. Colnago, beautiful bike. It was Randy's. And I'm riding with a power tap meter in the rear wheel. Just tapping out now about 180 watts. And my heart rate's around 143. Riding about 42 minutes so far. Covered almost 13 miles, so not going very hard. I'm going into a wind. Maybe I'll pick it up a little with the tailwind going back. Should be about an hour 20, hour 30-minute ride at the most, and about 27 miles, I guess. Nice route. Can be very busy on the weekends with lots of cyclists. Not so much now. Now here a view of the Intercoastal Waterway. So it's a thin strip of land, Casey Key, for the most part, between the Gulf and the Intercoastal Waterway. Really nice houses. You can see that a lot of the houses have their vegetation in front, but trust me, a lot of beautiful big houses along here. And more construction too. south end it's more resorts, and then the beach right here. waterway, and then heading back north back over to the Legacy Trail, and then back last 10 miles, well, about 7.5 miles on the Legacy Trail, and then back on Palmer Ranch, back to Gulfgate Estates, back to my neighborhood. Turning left on Bayshore. Should be picking up some tailwind, I hope. Heading back north again now. Bayshore will curve around and cut across Tamiami Trail, and then I'll get to where the bridge is. It goes over a busy road to get back on the Legacy Trail. I'm gonna ride under the trail here, under the bridge, and then turn right and get up on the bridge. Going Laurel, coming off of Laurel. I guess I went on the sidewalk before to get it. There's no entrance right there at all. I'm gonna do a 180 here and get up on the bridge and go over and head back north on the Legacy Trail back towards Sarasota and the Macintosh Station. So these are the hills that we have on Sarasota bridges. And there's two of these bridges on this trail. One south of here, just before Venice, and this one that crosses over the wall. On the Legacy Trail, this parkway that I'm going under this bridge kind of marks 8 miles from my house. I think Bay Street's around 6 miles, and Central Sarasota Parkway is about 4 miles, and then off the trail is about 2.5 from when I get on Macintosh. So I've upped the power a little bit. I had to have a tailwind. Do about 210 watts now. Heart rate has gone up to 154, and I'm traveling at 22.5 miles an hour. About 1 hour and 6 minutes into the ride, I've covered 20.5 miles so far. See, I'm using a Garmin Edge 520 computer. I'm getting my data. The old railroad used to be, this is a rail trail. The trail here goes through Oscar Scherer State Park. So that's where I'm going. Past the spur where you can go off into the state park from the Legacy Trail. This time of day I feel like I've got the trail to myself. Although it looks like a work vehicle up ahead. Just before I cross over Bay Street, and then I've completed the Casey Key Loop Park and back on the trail where I came down, Central Sarasota Parkway, which is really in South Sarasota, not Central. And correction, I was not going the speed I was indicating earlier. I was going 15 miles an hour maximum. Just about off the Legacy Trail. The trail does continue a short distance, but it's easier to get off here onto the bike lane going northbound on Macintosh. Palmer Ranch Parkway, and you can maybe just see over there there's a sidewalk. Lots of space here to build a wider trail. Wouldn't that be great? Alright, coming into Gulfgate Woods, which is right next to Gulfgate Estate, where I'm going to end up. But just taking the long way, well, just a little loop on here at Curtis to Biltmore to Bounty. So we'll come back to Post Road on that. This little loop at the end. And that will wrap it up. Just under an hour and a half. 1:29:17, 1:29:20, and 28.4 miles.